The first ever T-Cross City event is happening next weekend. Think of a giant film set with a scaffolding and facades, engaging experiences such as a raised rooftop party structure and an intimate, opulent jazz club. Now, all of the pop-up areas will be curated by top names in the industry who will be rallying their fans to ensure that they get a spot at the spectacular event. And for all the foodies, Lesego Semenya, also known as Les the Chef, is curating the food market, and he joins me this morning. A very good morning to you, Les. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning, Sims. Thank you for having me.
You are a qualified engineer, but then you decided to change gears and take this culinary route. I guess it highlights the importance of following your dream and your heart.
Yes, it does. When we're young, I always tell people grade 10 is actually too young for you to making life choices. And a lot of us do that at grade 10 because you're analytical. You think, okay, I'm going to go be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer. And then you realize, like I did when I was 26, that actually it's not for me. I couldn't be in the corporate world anymore. Yeah, we spoke to you last year about your book, and now, and this year you're curating the food market at the T-Cross City Festival. How did that come about? Well, the book is a bestseller now, so VW decided to launch this this vehicle, the T-Cross. They'd like to do it in a different way. Instead of just calling media to look at this vehicle, they'd like to get the public involved. And the public are into food, they're into music, they're into comedy. And what they tried to do now is create a city at Monte Casino. And I'll be curating the food aspect of it. I chose all the food trucks, and I'll also be doing some cooking demos.
Okay. What can be expected from those cooking demos at your stall?
You'll have to come to find out. But just a tidbit. Some people, everyone claims they can cook. Everyone claims they're the geniuses in the kitchen. And what I try to do is bring the fun aspect when it comes to cooking. I try to give my technical side of food, why we do certain things. People watch us on TV shows and they'll often ask me, why does a chef do that on TV? So in person they can ask me all of that, and I'll demonstrate some things as well.
So, Les, what is that one implement in the kitchen that you can't do without, and why is that?
Sure. I'm a gadget boy. I love gadgets, but the one thing in the kitchen that I can't live without is my chef knife.
Okay.
And they always have to be sharp. Those techniques that you see us doing with those chef knives, they're very important. So a very sharp quality chef knife is very important.
So, this being a food and wine festival, what is your favorite or your best combination of food and wine?
Yeah, you ask me all the tough questions this morning. I like to pair, ironically, not wine with food. I like to pair different other alcohols, like your gins and your beers. And with it being springtime, you'd like something more colorful. So I try to go with the cocktails. A gin and tonic kind of cocktail always goes well with things that have been seared off a grill or a braai. And it's a perfect season for that. And that's also what I'll be doing next week, demonstrating how you can braai properly on an actual braai.
Yeah, I mean, it's spring season now, and I would imagine so many parties and so many outdoor events or outdoor braais. So what would you recommend as a fitting dish, rather?
A fitting dish for this season? Anything fresh, anything light. People say I'm very anti-pap, but it's very heavy and starchy, and once you've had it, you want to sleep the rest of the day. And it's springtime, you want to be running around, be free out there. So I always recommend the fresh stuff. Rather go for fresh produce. Don't buy stuff that's already made. Don't buy cans and things like that. Go to the fresh produce side and, get more heavy on the veggies rather than the meat.
Right. And does your style of cooking change to accommodate certain tastes, certain groups of people, or certain events like this one in particular?
Yeah, it does. My slogan is taking the snobbery out of food. So I try to gauge the type of audience I have and the type of people I'm cooking for. I'm classically trained in fine dining, so I do all the fancy stuff, but my joy is cooking the simple stuff. And that's what I've tried to also put across in my cookbook. All the stuff I remember from home, all the stuff that brings back memories. That's the type of food I prefer, actually.
I mean, talking of all the fancy stuff that you guys do, I mean, I'm reminded of this Salt Bay, the so-called Salt Bay. And I mean, you talk of taking the snobbery out of food. Isn't that perceived as snobbery?
It depends who's looking. But food, similar to other aspects, has become an entertainment stream now. And you got a lot of chefs out there and cooks on TV and with YouTube happening. So everyone's trying to be more entertaining in their own way, and that's where Salt Bay came through. There's other people who do crazier things. If you go onto YouTube, it's fascinating to watch. But yeah, as a qualified chef, it will be frowned upon to do certain things. So I'll keep my hands low. I won't hold it as high.
Right. And what's your most underrated ingredient?
Paprika.
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 Why?
It can change an entire meal from something bland to something really awesome. And proper Spanish paprika. Add it to anything and everything. That's my favorite spice.
Okay. Are you hosting any master class this year?
Actually, I do. Every month I have a cooking class and I change the theme. This month was Pan-African food. Next month I'm changing it to Italian cuisine. So we try to change and get South African people getting back in the kitchen again, understanding food again.
Sure.
This thing of living off takeaways needs
So
to
those
stop.
who want to understand food again, how do they get in touch with this master class?
Well, I'm a walking billboard. I'm Les the Chef. On all social media, and lesthechef.com is my website, and then just go there. All the details are on there.
All right. Keep cooking, man.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you cooking.
I would love that. Well, that was Lesego Semenya, also known as Les the Chef, talking to us about the T-Cross City Festival, which is taking place on the 21st and 22nd of September at Monte Casino's outdoor area. We'll have more in a moment. This is Morning Live.